I'm Rich at New Life Scientific. I'm here in the tech shop. I wanted to shoot a video of this system because I spent some time with it here in my area and kind of get you up to par of what I did to it and how it's running and what the benefits of this machine are. But this is a Genevac HT-12. It's an evaporation system. It's complete, it's ready, it's turnkey. And right now it is running, and I just want to point out how quiet the system is, because you know we've got the vacuum pump running, we've got the condenser running, we also got the centrifuge running, the cooling fans and the heaters and everything. And it's just a nice, quiet running machine. Works great. Everything seems to be working up to manufacturer specification. Right now I'm just going to come up and have you take a look at the screen. It's a little hard because we've got all the lights on in the shop here and there's a little bit of a glare. But you're going to be able to see at least these three lines here. Now this is just monitoring the system as it runs. The bottom line here that's running across is the vacuum, which I've got set at around 40, I think 40 millibar. And it's just running very consistent on the vacuum. And then the next line is the actual cool lamp heat. And this is an option that the Genevacs have where it actually monitors your samples. Not only is the system monitoring the chamber inside, it also has a couple ports where it monitors the actual sample and the spinning trays. But it's actually, I think I have it set around 60 degrees Celsius, so you can see the line is kind of bouncing up and down. What happens, it kicks on and off and fluctuates a little bit, but it's keeping a very consistent temperature for it. And now this, like I said, it's the sample only, so you're keeping a very accurate temperature for the sample as it's being evaporated, especially with those volatile ones that you have. The next line is just the chamber temperature that's monitoring it. It just stays real consistent there. But everything is running really good. I haven't had any issues after I fixed a few problems with it. After we stop the system and we look inside, I'm going to point out a couple things I did in there. But also, while we're here too, underneath there's a belt that actually runs the spinning centrifuge part, and I replaced the belt because it looked a little old and worn, so I just wanted to make sure that was up to par. I greased the latches on the door, greased some of the components because it does have the open and shut option here where it's automated, and everything just needed grease, so it works really smooth, so it's working good now. But we'll just kind of do a walk around of the machine here. Really nice system. You know, a couple little odd and end things just to do the maintenance on. Right now we have the cool lamps. You can't see, they're not lit up in here right now because it's not calling for heat, but sometimes it'll kick on here in a little bit and maybe we'll take a look. I'll point out down here also, I replaced the cord for the vacuum and put new ends on it because it needed a new cord. And you can see down here the vacuum has the fluid drain for changing the oil, so it's really quick to change the oil on these. And then the access to refill the oil is just up on top here. And I had already topped off the oil, so it's in good shape. And the oil's nice and clean right now, so it should be good for a few runs. But the condenser, running really good. Really didn't have to do anything to it. Just clean it up, blow out the coils. You can see the drains here for the condenser for draining the system after it runs. But you have also the second trap here, and I don't have anything hooked to it, but essentially what would happen is down here, you can see the hose coming off the vacuum. Essentially you can hook a hose, bring it back up to the condenser port, and filter some of that exhaust coming off your vacuum pump. And if you're running some extreme chemicals, it's something you might want to do. So you can just run a hose up here, hook it back into this, and then also run an exhaust hose out from the port here into a fume hood or outside somewhere where it's not coming into your lab. So everything is complete. The heater's working great on the vacuum hose here, so you're not going to get any freezing going up coming into the chamber. It's isolated off with this vacuum hose. All the freezing is just taking place down here. Everything pulls under a nice deep vacuum. I'm able to run this down to 0 millibar on the gauge, so it works great. The vacuum pump's working great. Really don't have any issues with this system, but I just wanted to point out everything on it because I did spend some time, and I just wanted to make sure that it's relayed to a potential customer. I'm going to go ahead and shut it down and get back a little bit, but we're going to take a look at the inside of the chamber again. Okay, now the machine is spun down, the pressure's released out of the system, and it is ready to open up. But I just want to point out the screen. When I push the stop button, you can see all the lines, just the bottom line here for the vacuum. They release the vacuum. And the top line here, you can see the heat for the heat lamps. It was way up here around 60, and it just completely dropped off. So it's kind of bled off everything, but it gives us a chance to open up the door. Like I said, it's just an easy push button door here, but we're going to go ahead and just open it up. And like I said, it works really smoothly. But now you can see the kind of the tree in here that holds all the swinging buckets. We only have 4 swinging buckets. They were installed on the bottom here. And you can see back in the back there, you can see all the heat lamps that hit each row of swinging buckets. So I want to kind of point out some of the stuff I did up here for the controlling the temperatures on the sample itself. Now this is actually a sample temperature probe. Now since I don't have any samples, I just left it hanging out here spinning. But what you would do is you would actually stick this down in your sample. So this does have the sample probe that will monitor the sample, and you can plug it in there, or you can plug it in over here on this one. So it has 2 options, or you can run 2 at the same time if you wanted to get another one and run that in. Now the third port here, I actually had to replace this because it was completely corroded. And because it was corroded, these plug-in ports wouldn't even work. And the reason they don't work is because you need this connector plug that actually makes the contact for the system inside. And the reason that they even have this here is for calibration purposes. So if you wanted to calibrate these probes here, what you would do is you would take this plug out like this. Don't lose it, because you need this to actually run that. And then you would plug in a power supply that's available from the manufacturer, and then you could actually calibrate without this running to see if your temperature probes are running consistent with the calibration that you need. But after you're done, you would put this back in and plug it in to make sure it's plugged in, and leave it, because it will not run with that little plug. Like I say, I've replaced it with a new one, a new plug-in port, because the old one was corroded. And I went inside, resoldered it to the board inside there. So it's working great, everything's solid. This probe's working good, this thermocouple is working good. The machine will only register 1 at a time, so if you're running 2, you do have to pick which one you're monitoring. So that's the reason I think using 1 is fine. But I thought I'd point that out because I did spend a little bit of time going in, cleaning everything up, replacing them, ordering the parts, putting them in. So I just wanted to make sure everything was up to snuff, up to par for the customer. Like I said, the latches for the door worked great after I greased them up and got that. But that's pretty much it. Like I said, it's running great. Everything is working on it. Even the temperature probes up here that I had to fix. So again, I'm Rich for New Life Scientific, and if this machine would meet your needs, give me a call and I'll talk to you about it. Thanks for watching.